Episode 1 Necropilot. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Necrology with me, Michael Wenas. Before we dive in today, I just want to take a moment. It's Pride Month, and to my fellow queer community, happy Pride. Genuinely, I love you, I see you, and honestly, what we're about to talk about today feels more relevant to us than you might expect, because we have always existed at the threshold of things, between worlds, between categories, between what is named and what cannot be spoken. Hold that thought. So, I've been falling down a rabbit hole, and I need to talk about it because it's been living in my head rent-free for weeks now, and the only cure I know is to speak it out loud into a microphone. It starts with 4 letters. Yod, He, Vav, He. The Tetragrammaton, the unutterable name of God in the Hebrew tradition. And I mean unutterable literally. In classical Hebrew, there are no vowels written, just consonants. So the Tetragrammaton on its own cannot be spoken. It has no breath. It's a skeleton waiting for life. Now here's where it gets interesting. In Hermetic and Gnostic tradition, they have a Tetragrammaton of their own. There is another sacred name, Iao. It's a sacred triad. Isis, Apophis, Osiris, the divine feminine, the force of dissolution and chaos, and the god of death and resurrection. And here's the thing, Iao was understood by many ancient mystics as the true vocalization hidden within Yod He Vav He. So let's try it. Let's insert Iao into the consonants of Yod He Vav He as vowel sounds. Yod becomes Yi, He breathes A, Vav becomes O, final He exhales. You'd get Yihao, Isis, Apophis, Osiris in that order. But that's not the name we ended up with, is it? The name that came down through history, through Jerome, through the Masoretes, through centuries of sacred transmission is Jehovah, Yehovah. And if you look closely, the A and the O have been switched. Apophis and Osiris trade places. Osiris before Apophis, the resurrected God before the chaos serpent. Yehovah, Jehovah. And what does that mean? I think it means everything. Because in Kemetic, in Egyptian cosmology, Isis and Osiris are the sacred marriage, the hieros gamos, the divine herogamy, the feminine and the masculine in eternal sacred union. And Apophis? Apophis is the void serpent, the great unmaker, the force that tries to swallow the sun every single night. By placing Osiris before Apophis in the name, you're encoding a cosmological statement directly into the Son of God's name. Isis and Osiris are united, and Apophis is pushed back. Matter and antimatter finding each other, and dark matter held at bay, if you want to reach for the metaphysics of it. The divine marriage is spoken every time the name is spoken. But then I noticed something else. A and O, the two vowels at the heart of this. In Christian tradition, in the book of Revelation, God declares, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Alpha, Omega, A-O. E-A-O gives us Alpha before Omega, the natural order, the beginning before the end. But Jehovah switches them, Omega before Alpha, O before A. And doesn't that remind you of something? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The great reversal that runs through the heart of the gospel. The stone the builders rejected, the meek inheriting the earth, the divine economy turned completely upside down. It's all there, in the rearrangement of two vowels. I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if a scribe somewhere made a mystical decision, or if this is the universe's way of leaving its signature inside language itself, inside the very breath of God's name. Maybe both. Maybe that's the point. What I do know is this. The name holds a marriage. It holds a victory over chaos. And it holds a promise that the order of things is not fixed. That what was last can be made first. And maybe that's why it was always meant to be unutterable. Because some things are too full to be said, they can only be discovered. Alright, that's where we begin today on Necrology with me, Michael Wenas. Stick around.
Here to expose all the hidden truths. Abracadabra, no more manganea.
Alright, settle in. I need to talk about something that's been on my mind, and I'm gonna say it with a straight face because, honestly, I don't know what else to do. People keep disappearing on me, and I don't mean that in a dramatic true crime kind of way. At least I hope not. I mean it in the very specific, very personal, very suspicious pattern that keeps happening every single time I'm about to appear on someone's show. So let me paint the picture for you. Cast your mind back not recently. We're talking a long time ago. There was a creator I used to watch. Ghost by Jelly, handle was Gelatinous Comedy on YouTube. Funny guy, genuinely funny, and then poof, gone. Channel goes quiet, just vanishes into the ether. Now, did that have anything to do with me? Probably not. Almost certainly not, but I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as I continue. Fast forward to the present day, the Dingo Daily, Robbie, Dingo and Tad. We recorded an episode together. It was done, it was in the can, ready to go. These guys, by the way, have posted every single Thursday without fail. Not once have they missed a Thursday drop. It's one of those things you can set your watch to. So Thursday rolls around, my Thursday, the one where I'm supposed to finally be out there, and nothing. No episode, no post, radio silence. The streak broken on my week. I'm not saying anything happened to them. I want to be very clear about that. What I'm saying is that the timing is, and I will use this word carefully, suspicious. Am I the Reaper? Do I bring a scythe that causes entire shows to go dark the moment my guest appearance is locked in? I don't know. I genuinely do not know. But I want to be real for a moment, because Robbie in particular, Robbie is someone I care about. He's a loving father, a devoted husband, a genuinely upright man in his Jewish community, the kind of person people lean on, look up to, show up for. If anything happened to him, he would be deeply, deeply missed, not just by his audience, by real people in his real life who love him. And I have personal reasons to be grateful to him too. I had written a paper on what I call the Metatron Sandalphon mechanism hypothesis. It had already gone through peer review, it had already been published. But getting eyes on niche academic work, especially in esoteric territory, is its own separate battle. Robbie took it upon himself to spread the word on r/occult. Just put it out there for a community that would actually engage with it meaningfully. That kind of gesture cost him nothing and meant everything for the reach of that work. That's just who he is. So wherever you all are, Jelly, wherever you disappeared to all those years ago, and Robbie, Dingo, Tad, wherever Thursday went, I hope you're fine. I hope you are resting. I hope this is just one of those things with a completely boring explanation that I will feel silly about later. And if any of you are listening, the episode is ready. I am ready. Let's just post it. Please. Alright, moving on. Before I let you go, I want to take a moment to explain why I named this podcast Necrology. A necrology is literally a register of the dead, but I've always believed that death isn't an ending, it's a force. It clears space, it breaks down what's rotting so something new can breathe. Every death of a person, an idea, a system is also the seed of a transformation. That's what this show is about. Not mourning, but paying attention to what's dying and asking, what comes next? And that's why I end every single episode the same way, talking about the death of capitalism. Not as fantasy, as an observation, because if you look carefully enough, you can see the signs everywhere. Take this week's story. A hacktivist, a Swiss hacker named Maia arson crimew, the same person who once leaked the US government's no-fly list, cracked open a private website and exposed something called Dialogue, co-founded by Peter Thiel back in 2006. Dialogue is a secret invitation-only society for the world's most powerful people. Politicians, generals, tech billionaires, celebrities, finance chiefs. 2 decades off of the record summits, and nobody was supposed to know who was in the room. Now we do. And what are these people planning to discuss at their next retreat in Dublin this August? Sessions titled Navigating World War III, Battlefield Technologies, Bring Back Nuclear, and, I'm not making this up, Build a Cult. Let that land for a second. The people who own the infrastructure of the modern world are gathering in secret to workshop how to build a cult, while the rest of us figure out rent. Here's what I see when I look at the story through a necrology lens. This is what a dying system looks like from the inside. It's not collapse. It's actually consolidation. When the powerful stop trusting public institutions, they build private ones. When democracy gets too unpredictable, they retreat behind invitation-only walls. When the ideology stops selling itself, well, you need a cult. Capitalism doesn't die loudly. It dies the way all old things die. By becoming a caricature of itself, by hoarding, by hiding, by desperately trying to control what it can no longer explain. Dialogue got exposed not by a government, not by a journalist with institutional backing, but by a hacker operating out of principle. That too is a sign of something transforming. The cracks are showing, and I'll be here every episode, running my fingers along them. That's it for episode 1 of Necrology with me, Michael Wenas. Thank you for sitting with these ideas. If something here stayed with you, share it with someone you trust. And if it unsettled you, then that's good. That's where the transformation starts. Until next time, stay curious about what's.